Hey guys, it's Ivory. Welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I'm doing another wear test. I am doing the L'Oreal Infallible Pro-Matte Foundation. This was actually requested by one of you guys, so thank you for that. Just know that, like I said before, you are more than welcome to request a foundation for me to wear throughout the day to see if it is good for oily and acne-prone skin. That is what I'm there for. Before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I post new videos every Wednesday and Sundays and post occasional bonus videos throughout the week. If you want to know how this foundation wears throughout the day, then please keep on watching. Okay, so first things first, we're actually going to prime. I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible Matte Lock Primer. I bought this a couple months ago and I've been really enjoying it. It definitely mattifies me. It says it's supposed to also like blur out pores. I don't know so much about that, but it does help with the shine issues. As always, on this side, I'm going to use a brush, and on this side, I'm going to use a sponge just to see if it's better with one type of application versus the other. I'm just gonna add a couple squirts on my glass plate, and I'm gonna dip right in with my BH Cosmetics brush. I did a review on these and I really enjoy this sponge for foundation. Sponge, brush. This is a brush. For anyone wondering, I got the shade 105. And if you don't want to watch the whole review, I'm just going to tell you right now, I used to love this foundation. I bought 2 bottles of it in the past. Like the last time I wore this foundation was about a year and a half ago, and then the Maybelline Superstay replaced it. But I do actually really enjoy this foundation. I bought this at Meijer. Oh my god, I forgot the price already. I think it's like $8 to $11. It's somewhere in that range. As you saw, it comes in a tube and it has 1 fluid ounce, which is pretty much the standard for every foundation. I don't really like that it's in a tube. I actually prefer when they're in a pump. It's a lot easier for me. They also have a Pro Glow version of this foundation, which I've never tried. Maybe I will if anyone really wants me to. But that one will have like a shiny case versus this one. This has got like a more matte frosted case. Okay, so this is 1 layer, actually a little bit more. So like a layer and a half of the foundation using a brush. As you can see, it's pretty much full coverage. It looks very nice. It has a demi matte finish, and when you set it down, it'll be pretty much completely matte. I'm gonna go in with my Juno sponge. I also did a review on this sponge and I really like this sponge. I don't typically like using sponges for my makeup, like my foundation application, but this one is really good. The first time I ever bought this foundation, I used the shade 108, which is like super orange on me, but I used it up until it was empty and nobody ever told me that it was the wrong shade. Like, thanks guys. Like, the fact that this is a pretty much near perfect match tells me how tan that one was. All right, so this is 1 layer using the Juno sponge. They both look really good. Although I missed an entire spot on my nose. Okay, that's the one thing with the sponge. Like, I can't really get in to the nooks and crannies of my face. Give me coverage. With 1 layer, honestly, I think if you use a sponge or a brush, it'll be good either way. I think both sides look really good. I'm gonna add 1 more layer to show you that it is buildable and it doesn't look like a cakey mess. I'm gonna use the sponge just because it's already in my hand. And I like to avoid my eye area for the most part just because I am going in with concealer there and there is no need to cake it on. No, I'm itchy again. Nah. I ruined it. Okay, so this is another layer of the foundation. As you can see, it's super buildable, very full coverage. It's not very cakey. It has like a little bit of a sheen, very slight, but when I set it down, it's totally matte. Oh my god, my nose is itching and I just spent forever putting foundation back on. Go away, itchiness. The foundation doesn't cling to any of my dry patches. It just lays on very smoothly. But yeah, this is just the close-up of what it looks like. I love the way that this looks. I'm actually gonna go ahead and do my face off of camera. I know some people really like to see like the zoomed version of me applying the rest of my face, but that's not gonna happen today. But I promise the next wear test that I do, I will do that. So just this time, I won't do that. So I'm gonna do the rest of my face off of camera and then I will be right back. Okay, so our face is on. I actually just filmed a get ready with me, just like a sit down, chit chat, like laid back type of situation. I don't do them super often, but I did it today. So I think this video is gonna go up first. So just be on the lookout for that get ready with me because it's got some good stuff in it. So yeah, the rest of my face is on. I'm just gonna go on about my day and I will check in hopefully around the halfway point, if not at least to the end point. Sorry, I wanted to give like a first impressions. I totally forgot. Everything went on really well. Like I said, I've worn this foundation so many times. I love it. Full coverage, makes me look airbrushed, very smooth, easy to apply, very buildable. Everything glides on really well. I have no complications. It doesn't cling onto my dry patches, so I have no complaints here. So I'm gonna carry on about my day and I will be back. Somebody wants to make a guest appearance. This is Millie. She's about 7 months now, a little over 7 months, and she's the sweetest thing ever. She's very needy and very clingy. We actually have 2 black dogs. The first one is Willow. She never shows up. She's always like the one barking. And this one is the one that sleeps with us at night. Okay, I put you down. All right, guys, so it is about the 6-hour mark. I'm only gonna keep this on for 9 hours today. And this has worn on pretty well. I haven't done too much around the house. Oh my God, my lip color. Hold on. No. So far today, I've just been editing my videos, cooking, cleaning. I walked my dogs. I've been out in the sun for a little bit. Overall, without getting too close, I'm gonna say that the foundation has worn on pretty well. I am just a little bit shiny, just like a little bit. Like I didn't wear highlight today. I usually don't highlight my face other than when I'm doing a tutorial and I see like right here there's like a little bit of a shimmer. But as far as the cheeks and the top of my forehead, everything looks really good. Everything is staying in place. I think overall this is a really good foundation for the 6-hour mark. When you get a little closer, I can see just a tiny bit. It's starting to separate right here and a little bit on the sides of my nose. And there's the infamous crack that shows up for every foundation. So even with my tried and true Maybelline Superstay or my Estee Lauder Double Wear, I will always get this crack no matter what. But just at what point during the day? Is it in 3 hours? Is it at 12? That is what determines whether or not a foundation is good for me. Right now, it's a tiny crack and it's been a little over 6 hours. So I would say that this is okay. Up on my forehead, it's collecting just slightly in my lines right between my brows, but that's about it really. It's still very full coverage. I'm not gonna blot right now. I'm gonna do that at the very end of this video. At this point in time, if it were me going on about my day, I don't think I really need to blot anyways. I think this looks fine as is. It's just a little bit of a glow, if you will. So I would say that this is okay. But things like the separation on my nose and like the collecting on my forehead, like I said before, that is reasons why this got replaced by my Maybelline Superstay. Like about 1.5 years ago when the Superstay was not around, this was the best thing on the market. I've tried the Maybelline Matte and Poreless. I didn't like that. There were a bunch of ones that I tried and I didn't really like them, and this was the best thing at the time. So yeah, this is the 6-hour mark. Like I said, like I already told you how I feel about this foundation, but I'm just coming back in at the 9-hour mark to show you what it looks like after 9 hours. So I'll be back in a little bit and we will see what this looks like after some time. All right guys, so this is the 9-hour mark. I'm gonna keep this really brief because I actually have to head out the door. I'm going to the gym and I don't wanna be late. I think the foundation wore on really well. As you can see, I am a little shiny, not much shinier than the 6-hour mark, but just a little bit more. There is a tiny bit of separation on my nose and a little bit on my forehead, but it's really not that bad. From far away distance, it's okay. Up close, as you can see, it's a little splotchy, especially on the bridge of my nose, the sides of my nose, and a little bit on my forehead. More on my nose than my forehead, I would say. Also on my upper lip, there is a little bit of splotchiness. And like I said before, I always get a crack right here. It really hasn't gotten that much worse, but it is there. I'm gonna go ahead and get some blotting sheets and just get rid of some oil here. Okay, so I've blotted, so I'm pretty much matte again, and hopefully you can see a little more clearly what I was talking about the splotchiness on my nose. Everywhere else, I don't know if this is close enough, but it hasn't really done anything. It's still smooth, it's still pretty well covered, there's no separation, there's no bunching. So this holds up pretty decently, I would say. Like I said before earlier, I have used 2 bottles of this foundation, and I think it's really great. It will hold up for a long time. Granted, I haven't been doing much, and when I use this to go to my work, I am not doing much. I sit at a cubicle and I just type, so it's not like I'm doing heavy lifting or anything that makes me particularly sweat a lot. But this is a really good foundation for just like an everyday work schedule. It's very buildable. It's full coverage pretty much right away. It has a really nice finish. It keeps my oils at bay for a long time. It's very lightweight. It's inexpensive. So if you're having problems with certain foundations that you're currently using, I definitely recommend trying this one. Like I said before, the Maybelline Superstay has replaced this foundation for me, but if maybe you've tried the Maybelline Superstay and you don't like it for whatever reason, maybe try this one and see if that one works, you know, a little bit better for you. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please comment down below what other types of videos you'd like to see from me and what other foundations you'd like me to try, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.